Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I'm going to be giving the webinar today. Today, we're going to see how to do searches in ReiFax, all the options that we have. So let's get started. Remember, if you have a question during the webinar, please go ahead and type your question in the question and answer section or in the chat, and I'll try to answer as we go along. I'm going to log into my account and wait for it to log in. Okay, so here we are in our control panel. To go to search, no matter what plan you're in, whether you have platinum, professional dialer, you are able to do the searches. There's only a couple of search filters that are only available for professional dialer. I'll tell you which filters those are, but all other filters are available for any plan you have. So to go to your search, you can either click here on this magnifying glass icon that says search, or click on your main product. That's this green tile here. So let's click there, and that will take me to my search area. So here we are in my search area where I have all the filters that I have available. So let's get started. First of all, when I see my search area, I have this first section up here. This section up here has the basic filters. Those are the filters that I will fill in first. First of all, I have location, and location, if I'm looking for a particular property, I would put the address there. In other cases, I won't actually use it. This is used for looking for a specific property. Then I have state. For now in ReiFax, we have available Florida, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Maryland, Texas, and I'm missing one, sorry. And in any of the, if your account is all counties, it will actually give you access to all counties, all the states are available in our system now. And in all those states, you would have access to all the counties. In the case of Florida, we have all 67 counties available. You can search in any of them. Then you have city, the filter for city. You can, if you're going to look for a specific city, or if you want to leave out a city, for example, let's say you want to search in Miami-Dade, but you do not want properties specifically located in Miami, but in other areas of the county. I could put here not contains and type in Miami. So that will look for properties that are in Miami-Dade County, but not in the specific city of Miami. They're elsewhere. I could select a specific zip code, or I could leave out a specific zip code or several zip codes. Then I have the filter for data. This filter, first of all, I have public records. Remember that the data in ReiFax includes all the properties that are registered in public records in the state of Florida or any other state that we have available. So if you leave it at public records, the system will pull everything. However, you can leave it at public records and use other filters to narrow down your searches. For example, I can leave it at public records, even though I'm going to look for properties that are for sale. So I leave it at public records and come down here and select for sale, yes. Or let's say I want properties in foreclosure. Yes, I can directly select that here. However, I can leave it at public records and select here in the foreclosure tab filter. I can select pre-foreclosed or foreclosed. That will filter out. Remember that pre-foreclosed are properties that the lease pendant has been filed, but then, and the owner has been notified, but the property does not have an auction date set up yet. The foreclosed properties do have an auction date set up. So as I said, I can leave it, I can directly come here and select the specific type of properties that I'm looking for, or leave it open, selecting public records and going to other filters to filter down or narrow down my searches. I'm going to leave it at public records and select here pre-foreclosed. Then I have here the type of property. In ReiFax, you can select single families, condos, towns, and villas, multifamily, plus or minus 10 commercial vacant lands and mobile homes. If you're searching in a certain area and you want to do a search for single family and also for condos, towns, and villas, unfortunately, you would have to do two separate searches. First, selecting the filter for single family. You might have all the other selections or filters in place, and then come back and do the one for condos, towns, and villas. There is no way of doing the two types of search simultaneously. You have to do it separately. I'm going to select single family. That way I can show you the results when we go there. So, okay, so I have, as I said, the basic section up here. I have selected Miami-Dade with, in the name of the city does not contain Miami, single family, public records, pre-foreclosed. I'm going to select down here for sale, yes. And one of the filters that I mentioned before, that not only if you have professional dialer, you would have access to it, would be the vacant filter. This filter will pull properties that have been abandoned or vacant for at least 2 years. If you do not have professional dialer, if your account is platinum or professional, you will not have this filter. If you want to know more about it, please feel free to give us a call, reach out to us, and we'll tell you all about it. And we'll help you upgrade it. That's what you want if you want to have this filter. Another filter that is only available for professional dialers account is the open violation filter. Open violations will give you properties that have a current open violation, and you can do searches, whether it's an open date, permit, type of case, address, owner, building code. However, as I said, this is a filter that is only available for professional dialers. So if you're interested in this type of searches, give us a call and we'll be happy to help you do an upgrade. So as I said, I have the first section up here. These are the basic filters. And then I have down here a set of labels that, as you see, if I move from one to another, the filters below change, because they're actually tabs. In the public records, I would have the basic information, address, bedrooms, gross area, lot size, sold price, year built, market media, vacant date. Again, this is a filter that will only have, you will only have if your property, if your account is professional dialer. Then you have the tax delinquency. You can search for properties that have tax debts directly from ReiFax in any of the accounts, and no matter what type of account you have, you would have access to the tax delinquency filter. However, this is available only in the state, in the counties where the tax information is public. There is a couple of counties where the tax information is not public. So you'll see that maybe you move from, let me see if I can remember one now. Let's see. No. I selected the county levy, and as you see, the filter for tax delinquency disappeared. So if you do not find the tax delinquency filter, it's because that county does not have the tax information public. So it simply disappears, so you won't see it. You might wonder what happened. It's because of that. This particular county or the county where you don't find the tax delinquency filter is because that county does not make its tax information public, and that's why we can't have it. Let's go back to Miami-Dade, and you'll see that the tax delinquency filter appears again. Again, we have folio number. If you're looking for a specific property and you have the folio number, that's the best and most direct way to actually look for a property is with the folio number in this window for folio number. Living area, sold date. If you want properties that have not been sold in the last 2 years, for example, I would select here equal or less and look for a date 2 years back. Let's put, we're in January 1st. So I put January 2019. So these will be with equal or with the selection equal or less. This will pull properties that have not been sold since January 2019. As you see, there is a lot of filters. So it's a matter of coming in here and playing around with the filters. Actually, that's what you have to do to get exactly the type of properties that you want. Owner occupied, you can select yes or no. You can also use the filters, as I said before, to include or leave out some things. For example, the owner's name filter. I can use it, for example, to leave out properties that are bank owned or owned by institutions. If I want a property, if I want my list of property to include only properties that are owned by individuals, but by people, I could select, I use this name filter with multiple not contains and type in keywords like bank, Inc., Corp, LLC, financial. I think that's it. So as you see, I type in keywords that I don't want in the name of the owner. If it was a bank, or a financial, a corporation, separated by commas, now no spaces. And in this case, I selected multiple not contains because I typed in several things. If I only type one, I could select only not contains. Since I typed several, I selected multiple not contains. However, if I do want properties that are owned by banks or corporations and not owned by individuals, I would select multiple contains because that's what I want. So either multiple not contains if this is not what I want, or multiple contains if this is what I want. So I'm going to select multiple not contains. And let's see what else I could. Taxable known debt, market value. Let's select a market value equal or less than, or let's select between. Market value between. When I select between, immediately the system opens a new window next to it so I can put in my two values. I'm going to put 100. I have to put in all the zeros and 400K. So this is my search right now. I want to search in Miami-Dade outside of the actual Miami area. Properties that are pre-foreclosed, single family that are for sale with a market value between 100 and 400, that the owner name does not include bank, Inc., corporation. That is, hopefully I will have in my results only properties that are owned by people, by individuals, and that have not been sold since 2019. This is a search I want to do right now. Once I have all the filters just as I want them here, I click on search and let's see what we come up with. Here, these are my results. I got a total of 14 properties that fit the criteria I selected in my search. Let's look a little bit at the results. The first thing that pops up here is this little colored circles down on the left side. What do they mean? If I want to know what the colors mean, I have the legend up here on the top left in the icons. I have this little circle with an eye of information, I believe, that is labeled legend. This is a legend that will identify or give give me an idea of what these colors mean. This is the status of the property. So let's start with these pink ones. What does that mean? The pink ones means that they're pending. What is pending? They are active for sale. They are listed in MLS. However, these pink ones already have a pending contract on them. You might want to still make an offer on them because the pending doesn't necessarily mean that the contract will be completely processed. It could be that it falls through and it comes back, and you can submit your offer and have it as a back, and they might use your offer as a backup offer in case this pending contract does not go through. So that's what the pink means. Let's see what the green means. The green is active. That is, since my search had one of the filters was pre-foreclosed, that's what the pink ring around the green means. The pink ring means that it's foreclosed, pre-foreclosed, and the green is that it's active. That is, this is active, listed for sale in MLS. There is no pending contract. So this is one that I can actually make an offer with no problem. The purple one, those are contingent. As you might know, the contingent is that there is some contingency, something that has to be met in order to be able to actually have your contract approved. Could be whatever, I don't know. Maybe it has to meet pass some kind of permit, evaluation, or whatever. If you go to listing details, sometimes it's there, it says, but not really. Air conditioning, not financial, status, contingent, pre-foreclosed. Actually doesn't say what the contingency is. You might have to get in touch with them to see what the contingency is. However, that's what contingents mean. There is some condition to be met before the actual closing of the contract. So this is my results. From here, from my results, if I decide I'm actually going to make an offer in all of them or some of them, I would select them. And if you have professional dialer, you would send them to your follow-up, start working with them over there in your follow-up. Send them as buying because that's what you're going to try and do. If your account is platinum, you do not have access to the follow-up. So if you decide to actually make an offer in one of them, you would have to go to the overview, and from the overview, go to send contract and send your contract from the overview of the property. Let's go back to results and let's go back to search to tell you a little bit more what we have here in our search area, since our webinar today is all about searches. Okay, once I have let's say this is a search that I really do like, because this is exactly the type of properties I'm aiming for, and I want to do this search regularly. So I can actually save this search parameters. How do I do that? Once I have all the search parameters and I have the search exactly like I wanted, I click here on the top right corner. I have this icon. I always see it as a little notebook or something. a table. Well, this is the icon that says manage search. I click on that. What does this manage search do? It will save those search parameters exactly as I have them there. So I can next week come and just pull that search and do it again, just the same search as I had it before. So I have my search parameters there. I click on new, give it a name. So let's say pre-foreclosed date 100, 400K. This is the name of this is the name that my search will have. And down here, I can put a description so I can know what exactly the search is about. Let's put for sale, not bank owned, just so I know what it is about. So I have pre-foreclosure. Let's click on save. Let's close this. Let's clear this. So let's say I come in next week and I want to do the same search I did last week, and I know I have it searched. So as you see, I don't have any search parameters here. So I click here on the manage search icon and look for the search I wanted. If you're, let me tell you a little bit about this. As you see, there are a lot of saved searches here already. If you are a BPM mentor student, you will have some searches pre-saved here. As you see, these are BPM Quick Start program listed pre-foreclosed with equity. These are searches that are placed in your account through your mentorship with BPM. If you are a DREA mentor student, you would have the MP for sale multifamily MPV mentor program. You do have also some searches preset in your account. And if you're not a mentor student, you will have also the ReiFax pre-saved searches. By the name, you can see what it is the search about. For example, I have ReiFax pre-foreclosed upside down single family, pre-foreclosed upside down single family, probates out-of-state multifamily, probate out-of-state single family. So you can either use pre-saved searches in your account, or as I just showed you, you can create your own. Let's look for the one that I just created. This is the one I created. Pre-foreclosed, date 100K, between 100 and 400K. So what do I do to use it? I select it, or I highlight it, clicking on it, and then I click on the button load. So without going through all the filters and selecting filters, the system automatically put all the filters that I had pre-saved here. Let's say today I want all the other parameters, but I'm not going to do it in Miami-Dade. I can pick up Miami-Dade and look for another county. Let's say I want to do it in Palm Beach today. I have all my other filters in place, but now I want to do my search in Palm Beach. I can do my search, click on search and do my search. Here I have my results, and then I can come back and I could override my search. So I can leave, let's say, since that one was called Miami-Dade, let's leave it as Miami-Dade. And let's say I got some more money. So now my search, I don't want it to be between 100 and 400. Let's put it up to 600K because I have more money to invest right now. So this is my new search. Let's click on search and see what we come up with. Just before we had only 14 properties, and that we have 31 properties in Miami-Dade that fit the criteria, because now I have included properties with a market value with up to 600K. So this is the search that I going to do from now on so I can override my saved search. I have all the parameters I had before, but I changed this one. I want my saved search to be as it is now. I wanted to have this change I made. So I go back to my saved searches, clicking on the icon for manage search, look up my search. Here it is. And I selected, I can edit the name. Now it's 600, save, and I overwrite. Are you sure you want to overwrite the template? Yes. And now my search is not, my saved search is not for 100 and 400K, it's for 600. I can save any changes. For those of you that I mentioned that have the pre-saved searches uploaded for you by your mentorship, or all of you that have the preset searches that are put in this into the system by ReiFax, this pre-saved searches in your account cannot be overwritten. If I select them, I can't edit it. Default searches cannot be edited, but let's say this is a search that I like, pre-foreclosed with 30% equity multifamily. I do like that search, but I want to make some changes. I can make a copy of it. The template has been copied. Now I have it down here, and that copy I can load it. These are my parameters, and I want that to be in Broward, and I want it to be owner occupied, yes. And I want it to be, it's a pre-foreclosed multifamily with a debt to equity of 30%. There, oh, multifamily, that usually owner occupied. So let's take off the owner occupied. Sorry, didn't realize I was so let's, these are pre-foreclosed. And let's select for sale, yes. For sale, active. Might not come up with anything, but let's see if we do come up. So let's see, result, search. No, didn't come up with, didn't think so. So let's take off the for sale, yes, and click on search. Still not coming up with anything. Broward, pre-foreclosed, Florida. Really don't have anything that Broward pre-foreclosed. Could be the equity that is not letting anything come up. These are all properties. Let's see why, what was the equity in these properties that it's not letting me. Something I hadn't mentioned, by default in your results, when you do a search and you have your result, by default you have you see on screen address, city, zip code, gross area, living area, bedrooms, bathrooms, pool, sold price, tax value, land value. This is something I can change. This is my default template. However, I can create my own templates and have on screen the information that I want. I click on this little icon that will open this window, and I can create a new template or look for ones that I already have. How do I create a new template? I click on new, clear this. On the left side, I would have the options I want to select, and on the right side, I would have the ones that I am selecting, the ones that will be shown in my screen when I finish and I apply this template. So let's put, I want address, and I want city of the property, and I want to see there's all the options, so you can select any other one. I want to put owner's name. I'll put owner's phone number. These are not for sale. I didn't put in my search for sale. As you see, this blue means they are not active for sale. So I'm not going, in this case, I wanted to put here was the market value, and debt to equity. Let's see if I can, debt to equity. That's what I wanted to put here. As you see, you can look for everything that you want here and select it and put it on send it to the right side so it will be in your template and that you will be able to select it and see it on your screen when you apply it. Auction date. These are pre-foreclosed, so they won't have auction date, most of them, but some of them might. So, okay, so have property address, property city, the owner's name, the owner's phone number, the market value, the debt to equity, and auction date. Let's give it a name and save. You will usually put a name that will tell you what this is about. I just put something so I would know it was the one I used today. So now I have it here. I selected, that is, I click on it to have it highlighted and click on load. And as soon as I do it, you see that that it changed what I see on screen. ReiFax market value and debt to equity were not in, they all say not available. That is because this search is a multifamily. ReiFax will not calculate market value, and the market value is the one that you need to calculate debt to equity for properties that are multifamily. ReiFax will calculate market value for single family, condos, towns, and villas. So let's select single family here, do my search again, and apply that search template, result template that I just created, and click on load. So now I have market value and debt to equity. As I said before, most of them, these are all pre-foreclosed and most of them will not have an auction date. However, this one, for example, does have an auction date coming up, actually quite soon, May 26th. This one already went by. This is February 16. Let's look at it and see what happened. The system will not update information until the public records doesn't update their information on their side. So this auction already went by, but I suppose the clerk or public records has not updated the information on this auction. That's why it still appears here. Up to now, do you have any questions? I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Let's go back to my results. And remember that you can export your results. You have a limit of 500 properties registered that you can export to Excel during the month. All I have to do to export is select them and click on the icon export and select Excel or CSV if you use Linux. I can select page by page. Right now I have selected by page 50. I have a total of 4,400, so I can put it up to 250 properties per page. Now I have 250 properties per page, and I just select all of them, and I can go to the next page and select the next 250. You can see up here on the right that now I have, from the total of 4,000 and something, I have now selected 500. I can again go to the next page and select those ones, and now I have 750. And once I have selected all the ones that I want to select, I just click on export to Excel, and those properties will be exported. It might take a little bit because I have selected 750, so it will take a little bit. Please feel free to type in your questions in the question and answer section. I'll be happy to answer. If you have questions about this or any other thing, or you have any doubts and you feel you need a little more help with it, feel free to give us a call, get in touch with us, or open a chat. Remember, you have the little chat icon down on the bottom left corner, and there you can open a chat, and during office hours from 9 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, from Monday through Friday, we'll be answering you immediately and helping you with whatever you want. If you want to schedule a coaching, a one-on-one with us, we offer them again from Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. from Monday through Friday, and we'll be happy to schedule one for you at your convenience. The coachings are completely free and you can schedule as many as you want or as you need. We're always happy to help you. This is taking more than it should. Sorry for that. If by any chance you feel you need more than 5,000 exports per month, unfortunately, there is no way for extending that limit in one particular account. However, you can acquire an assistant account that will have its own login, and it would have its own set of limits. So you would be able to send 50 contracts more per day, and you would also be able to download or export 5,000 properties more per month. These assistant accounts you create here in settings, and there you create the account. They have a cost of $50 per month additional to what you're paying right now for your account. This is taking forever. There, finally. Open. So remember that the system will export what you have on screen. That's why it's important to create the result templates with the information that you actually want, the information that's important to you, that's useful for you, and apply them before doing the actual export. As you see, in this case, it exported address, city, owner's name, owner's phone number, market value, debt to equity, and auction date. Actually, that's not bad as information goes. However, let's say I made a mistake and I did not apply the template with the information that I actually needed. I can re-export the same selection, apply a new template. Let's say I wanted for sale information. Load. This is other information. However, since it's the same selection I exported before, I can export this again, and the system will know the same properties and it will not count them again against your 5,000 export limit. The system will only count each property one time within that month period. So if you made a mistake and you didn't export the information you wanted, you can export it again, and the system will not penalize you or count again. So that would not be a problem. So finally exported. Let's go back to search. Any questions, any doubts? So that's what I wanted to show you today. I wanted to show you all the different filters. Down here you have these labels that actually give you extra filters related directly to the label on the top. For sale, you would have filters directly related for days on the market, listing price, listing date, HOA fees, potential equity, listing history, price rate change. And for rent, you would have filters directly related to rented properties. Again, days on the market, listing price, entry date, market medium, potential equity. For sale by owners, those are properties that are listed in sites like Trulia or Zillow, but are not active for sale, or that is, they're not listed in MLS. That's the difference between for sale and for sale by owner. For sale are properties that are listed in MLS, and for sale by owners are properties that the owner is trying to sell on its own without listing it on MLS. They're listed in Trulia, Zillow, or pages like that. The foreclosure tab, you can narrow down your searches if you're interested in foreclosure by case number or entry date, file date, amount of the foreclosure, of the auction or auction amount if you're looking for properties that are ready for auction. Mortgage, you can search for properties by a specific lender or rate type. or amount of the mortgage. In probates are properties that the owner died and the property is in the process of probate. That is, it's in the legal process to be distributed to the heirs. You can contact the attorney or the representative of the state. And these are filters specific for probate properties. Representative, attorneys, deceased, or in general published date. If you're interested in looking for probates, in general, you would use published date, and let's say look for properties that are have been published in the last year or last 6 months, or remember that the probates takes quite a bit to actually be processed. And as I said before, open violation is a filter available only for those of you that have professional dialer. And with this filter, you can look for properties that have an open violation. And that's about it. I think I covered quite a bit today. Again, feel free to get in touch with us if you still have a question or if you want to know more about anything of our system. Schedule a coaching. Feel free to reach out to us whenever you want. We're always happy to help you. Thank you very much for being with me today. It's been a pleasure and hope to see you, all of you, next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.